Hi, this is Martin Hale from IT Masters and Charles Sturt University. Just going to cover in this short info session the Master of Project Management from Charles Sturt University. Okay, let's have a look at the structure of the Masters. As with all our Master degrees, it's a total of 12 subjects you need to complete, and we've got 8 core, and then you get to pick 2 subjects from 2 pools of electives. I've got a couple of subjects out highlighted there. I'm going to cover them in a bit more detail. I'd love to cover all of them, but it would take us forever, so I'm going to go into those in a bit more details. But I thought I should mention one of the unique features of this Masters is its focus on industry certification. Very important area in project management industry is certifications like the Project Management Institute Project Management Professional, PMP, is highly regarded, and if I was a project manager, I would certainly look at having some of these certifications on my resume. So we picked up on that, and this Masters has got a strong focus on project management certification. And the way we do that is during the subjects, we've actually built subjects around the certifications and around helping you prepare for those certifications. And the way that works is you do your subject, you do your assessments on the way through, and then you could go off and sit the certifications. Obviously, if you've already got them, we give you credit, and we don't muck around with that. If you've got things like Prince2 and PMP, you would definitely be up for credit into this program. Just go up onto the IT Masters website and fill out the Am I Eligible form, and we'll come back to you straight away and say, yes, you got credit for this, this, and this. So just to highlight a few of those subjects, these industry certification based subjects. Over here we've got ITE 518 Agile Project Management. Now that's built around the PMI Agile certification, project management, as is the MGI 518, which is built around the PMI Program and Portfolio Management certification. Over here we've got MGI 512 Project Lifecycle, and those of you who know Prince2 would know that's built around the project lifecycle, and that's again what that subject is built around. So yeah, that's a unique feature there. You type of get 2 for 1. Not only are you getting your Masters of Project Management, but you're also being prepared for the industry certifications on the way through. So they're the project management subjects, and then that's complemented by a series of management subjects which complement, and I'll show you how they do complement. I'll give you an example of one of them when we look at MGI 521, how that complements the project management subjects that you'll be studying. Okay, let's have a look at these 2 subjects that I mentioned. MGI 51, Project Management Fundamentals. Alright, straight up front it's written in the objectives that it will help you prepare for the Project Management Institute, either the Certified Associate Project Manager, and that's if you don't have a lot of project management experience, that's their lower level certification, or if you've got, I think it's the 3 years project management experience required, it will also prepare you for the project management, the most famous of all, the PMP, Project Management Professional. I mean, a tough certification that, but very highly regarded. So it'll do both. It covers the PMI core body of knowledge, the PMBOK, in detail. That's what the subject is built on. So depending on what level you're attaining on the way through, and as I said, your experience, you would be prepared for those certifications as well. So you read the learning objectives, and they're very, very similar to the PMI PMBOK, Project Management Core Body of Knowledge, and as you'd imagine it would be, because the subject was built around that, and you actually get a copy of it as part of your textbooks when you're studying the subject. Okay, this is the university assessment, so these are not the industry certification assessments, this is the assessment that we have. 3 stages. There's an online test, only worth 15%. It's a multiple choice sit at home exam. It is very similar to the type of exams you would get in the PMI exam, which obviously will start your preparation for those certifications, but it's also, we normally do this test about week 4 of the 15-week session, and it also helps us identify people who are starting to struggle a bit and that we might need some help, or might even need to pull out of the subject and redo it later on when they're not as busy. That's followed up by a 35% assignment worth 35%. And again, look how it's aligned with the PMBOK. The PMBOK details key management processes. What you've got here is a case study, and 2 of these processes have failed, and you have to identify which of the 2. And then, more importantly, and this is what we can do as distinct from a certification multiple choice exam, is you actually then have to come up with ways of rectifying the failures and getting the project back on track, demonstrate what you would do in your assignment. And then we have a more traditional final exam made up of more multiple choice exams, which again, very similar to the PMI type questions you would get in the certification exams, but it's supplemented by some short answer type questions and some more mini assignment type questions. So that's the assessment. That's MGI 511, Project Management Fundamentals, one of the 5 or 6 dedicated project management subjects in the Masters. I picked out a second subject as an example. It's a different one, but it's also a great example of how these other subjects will complement your career as a project manager. Look, I've worked with a lot of project managers, especially my time in Telstra. I was on one of the systems committees and had a lot of project managers reporting to me. One of the areas that a number of them fell down, they were brilliant project managers but had poor communication skills, and I really felt for them in terms of getting their message across, and it had a big impact on their effectiveness as a project manager. So what we've done is we've got a core subject on professional communications, and it looks at best practice in communications, both verbal and written, the latest research, the latest thinking in those areas, and you study that. That's you study your theory, and then because this is a very applied Masters, you actually apply what you've learnt. You're required in the assessment to apply this best practice that you've studied and show what you've learnt in terms of communication skills. How was that done? Well, in the assessment we've got our typical 15% what we call low stakes early assignment, exam that you do, and that just covers, it's actually about week 4, it covers the theory, the communication theory that you've studied. But then you get into, this is the applied part, you develop a solution proposal based on a case study, and the idea there, this is going to be your presentation of a solution to the issues that you've identified. And then finally, you actually present that solution. Now, how do you do that? Well, you do it from home. You record a presentation, usually via webcam, and that presentation is then assessed. How clear and concise it is. Have you demonstrated this best practice that you've been studying? And another reason I pull this subject out, it is often mentioned by graduates as the most valuable subject they did. And a number of them said they were petrified of it. They weren't strong communicators, not great. And it's been so valuable to them. They've got something they'll use forever. And then even some who obviously were very good communicators already said it took them to another level. There's the high distinction type students who have really shown what they've done, what they could do. They've lifted their skills to another level during it. So it's very fantastic to hear that how they're using it and how this complements their careers as project managers. Okay, so you've listened to that and you're still interested, still listening out there. When can you start? Well, we've got 3 sessions a year, so you can start in any of them. There's 3 sessions. Most of the core subjects are available in each of them. And if you've got any questions, I suggest you email us at IT Masters. You can email the university direct, but we only handle these courses, small group of courses. We know them back to front, so probably a good idea to get in contact with us at first. And any questions or want to check for credit or anything like that, come to IT Masters, or if you're a bit old-fashioned like me, get on the phone, give us a ring, and anyone here should be able to answer any of your questions. Okay, well, I hope to see you as a Master of Project Management student. Have a a glass of Charles Sturt wine at graduation with you. But even if not, thank you for listening, and good luck with your future career. Thanks very much.